Success is seeing somebody smile. Success is brightening somebody's day. Success, yeah, everybody wants to make money. Everybody needs money to pay their bills.
There you go.
But that'll come with being loving and positive.
I have a big heart. I let them in.
Yeah.
And then I shut my mouth. I do what I do because I'm there because I love them.
Yeah.
And then you get stepped on. It almost feels like you have like a knife just being jabbed. And then you let go. And you're like, what did I do wrong?
Welcome to Catch the Moment podcast. I am your host, David Tyree.
It is caught by Tyree. That's a great catch by David Tyree. Oh my God. This ball's thrown and Tyree just goes up for it like a basketball player.
Welcome to Catch the Moment podcast. It's your host, David Tyree, back for another exciting episode. This is where you come from to get the gasoline on your process, the pain points, the journey. How do you get to getting great done today? And with lifestyle influencers, culinary chef, teacher, they get it all done JerseyStyle. Michael and Basia Newman, we are here. How y'all doing?
We're doing great.
Well.
How you doing?
Listen, we had to figure this thing out. Basia. Michael's easy. We got to figure it out. But Polish background, right?
Polish background. I speak Polish fluently.
And Jersey?
Jersey.
Are you just regular old Jersey?
Jersey.
Give me
Jersey
some cultural
Shore,
heritage.
you know what I mean?
What's in the mixed bag of nuts? Is it some Italian? You got some German?
Italian and German.
Okay, got you.
Come on, look at it. I'm Italian.
And you're fluent in Polish.
I am fluent in Polish.
All right, give me some.
Ja mówię po polsku, ja rozumiem wszystko.
All right, now translate.
I just said I speak Polish and I understand Polish.
Okay, whatever she just said, I would like to say it, but I can't. All right, so we got to start off. Y'all definitely are so Jersey. I love y'all down in Asbury Park area, which is Jersey Shore. And y'all, what makes me laugh about the Jersey Shore is the show really kind of like opened up the whole perception about Jersey people and Jersey Shore, but we're going to get into that later. Yeah. You are a Giants fan, so get into your helmet catch moment. What were your memories? Where were you? Come on. And we're going to get the picture.
So, we shared a moment that David probably doesn't remember too well, you know what I mean? It was
not at the moment. But
Yeah. So, I was at the Super Bowl 42.
It was there.
I was there. First row upstairs. And then when we won the Super Bowl, I say we because I feel like I'm part of it. We won the Super Bowl. We went downstairs to the first row because we knew you guys would be making your laps and celebrating, and we want to be a part of that.
No doubt.
And lo and behold, they lost my luggage on the way home, all my souvenirs, everything. Oh. Yeah, so it was a few days. So I'm sitting at home depressed, waiting for it to come in because I bought all kinds of stuff.
Oh, of course.
And I'm clicking on NFL.com, and here comes a picture, me and you, with my hand on your head. On the head.
On the head.
Look at my guy.
Literally,
attaboy.
He caught the ball on his head, and then there they are. They have two Jersey boys with my hand on his head. Your head could have been the ball.
Getting some of that shine.
Trying to get some of that shine, exactly.
Bro, I absolutely love it. And you guys, were y'all just married?
No, we weren't. We hadn't met yet.
Met yet, so that was a couple years later.
Yeah, we met in 2010, and that was 2008.
There it is. So a couple years later, you find your lovely bride here. And listen, man, I love every bit of y'all's story. Everybody's looking for the recipe, and I love the JerseyStyle formula. So give it to us, right? It's love
plus positivity
equals success.
All right, so they got a formula, and
can we explain that really quickly?
Yeah.
Oh, give it to me.
So love plus positivity equals success. Most people think success is financial, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, if you go out there and you're a loving and a positive person, success is seeing somebody smile. Success is brightening somebody's day. Success, yeah, everybody wants to make money. Everybody needs money to pay their bills.
There you go.
But that'll come with being loving and positive. And the success is truly enlightening someone's day, making somebody feel better, giving a compliment, holding a door, something like that. You know what I mean? Like that's truly what it means.
Happiness.
This is the purpose of the podcast. I want to reframe success. The reason why everybody's a great candidate for Catch the Moment podcast is because how people view success. And I get what makes podcasting great. Get Shaquille O'Neal on your podcast. Everybody loves to see Shaq. But man, the real true inspiration is from people's stories, right? So you guys have a lot of points of intersection. You're obviously passionate about people.
Yes.
obviously we Jersey bias here, so it's all good. It's all good. It's
Jersey
all good.
style.
We Jersey bias. See, blinging. So we Jersey bias here. Like, what was and I'll start with you, Mike. But I want to hear a little bit. Like, when I think about Jersey people, I think about good and bad or indifferent. We are authentic, right? Like, and when I say authentic, we're rude. But not New York City rude. It's a different edge. We're a little more outgoing. There's a little bit more like holistic. We got grass here in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? We a little nicer about ours, but we well rounded. We can get a little saucy.
I mean, yeah, we get saucy, but I don't know if it's rude. I think, I just think that we don't have time for the nonsense.
There you go. There you go.
Like, we just want to get right to the point.
Get straight to it.
No lying, no smoke, smoke and mirrors. Just be who you are. Be authentic, like you said. And I think that, since Basia and I started our journey with JerseyStyle back in 2015, and that's what we did. We made sure that we were going to be authentic and relatable to people. That was the most important thing to us. Nothing. So when we meet people on the street that know who we are and stuff, and then they meet us, they go, "Oh my God, I feel like I already know you."
Yeah,
that's what I was going
to
to
say. You kind of really
say.
do know us a little bit because we are those people that you see on social media.
Yeah.
Unlike most social media these days.
Yeah.
Most of them people are putting an act on, and then when you meet them, maybe they're nice people still. I'm not going to judge. You don't know.
No, you don't know.
But a lot of times people are just putting on an act to put up this persona out there of who they are.
Take it till you make it.
Or they're taking 15 different takes to get the proper thing. Now, Basia wants to do that sometimes, and I'm like...
Every now and then
I have my moment.
I got my side.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I'm good. It don't matter. One picture don't define you.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So, but yeah.
I love it. So what was life like growing up? I know we all got a story. Give me, like I said, the condensed life, some of the early bruises that kind of like set you on your journey. Or
I mean, listen. I'm the baby of 4 boys.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up in a very small house. We weren't very well off. I mean, we weren't broke, but we weren't well off either.
Similar.
Very family oriented. Spent the summers on the beach with the family. Like
good old beach life.
Yeah, I mean,
I wish I knew sooner, man.
I'm telling you, literally, we were at the beach every single day. Rain. Unless it's pouring. If it was cloudy out, we were there. If it was like this outside today, we were there, with like my grandmother, my aunts, everybody, a whole crew of us. So I'm born and raised. One of my hashtags is Beach Guido.
I love it.
Hippie Guido. Because I was saying that my interior does not match my exterior. I look like I'm this big, burly, Jersey
man,
dude. You know what I mean?
Look
Exactly.
good, though, bro.
But on the inside, man, I'm a softie. I am.
Yeah.
Really
That's
am.
real.
Yeah,
I'm
such a heart.
softie.
Yeah, me too.
I'll
Me
cry.
too.
I cry like that.
Listen, me too. I be out here crying all the time. It's fantastic. Now, I wasn't always that way, but you grow up and you just get in touch with the reality of your emotions. That's fantastic. What about you, Basia?
Grew up in a Polish community.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, when I was born, my mom and my dad spoke Polish, and they're like, "You're gonna learn English in school," and just been around the whole Polish culture.
Yeah,
and
give us a couple things that's true Polish. At least 2, so we can really understand. I know kielbasa.
We are hard workers.
Nice.
We do. That's one thing my mother and my father instilled in me.
They made little vodka.
A little too much vodka.
Little vodka.
Yeah, because when I went to Poland and I went to 4 weddings in Poland, you have literally a shot glass in front, and there are just cases of vodka just lined up. Oh no! And I was at vodka, and I would have to put water in it because I was like, I can't drink like that.
They're drinking wise. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, he stood up, take a shot.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
Yeah, and then I've just been 14 years old. I got my first job at McDonald's. I was
represent.
Yeah, and I was a manager at 16 years old.
Yeah.
And at that moment, my dream was to open up my own McDonald's. But
not a bad dream, though.
Not a bad dream. I should. I think about it. I'm like, I wish I did that.
Yeah.
And then I went to college at St. Elizabeth in Morristown.
Nice.
Yeah.
In Motown. You know,
Yeah.
Tyree's table over there in Morristown.
And then went to school for business.
You didn't want to talk about the Polish part about how, at 14 that they tried to...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you might as well say it. It's part of... He's asking for a Polish thing. You know what I mean?
I was 14 and then I met a man that was 18.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was with that man for 6.5.
Did you meet him or
No,
was he?
it was.
Tell the truth. Come on now.
Poking at the bear. We're poking at the bear for the good stuff.
Tell the truth. Be like,
It was yeah, he was not he wasn't brought over,
His
but
family came
his
over.
family came
Okay.
over.
From Poland.
And they both families introduced us
So a
together.
little range, almost like a little range situation.
Kind
Did
of,
y'all, was it an
yeah.
official marriage or did
No,
y'all,
no.
y'all just
I was
together?
engaged to
got
him when my first year of college.
Yeah.
And
trying to make it happen.
I went to college, and then I was like, ooh.
I don't know if this gonna work.
I was like, I don't think I want to get married, and so I ended my marriage,
Got
my
you.
engagement,
And
with
that was
him.
to my blessing because
Yeah, you roll up, you roll right. Hey,
So I
listen,
didn't roll
come
right
around the
in,
corner
but,
a
you
little
know, she was-
later.
I mean, and to be honest with you, I was told that I was going to have to sit home, cook and clean, take care of the babies, and do all that, and I'm just like.
it was like
Nah.
traditional.
Sorry,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna do that, Mom. I want to be my own independent woman.
Yeah.
And
She's running around like I'm fire. You know what I mean? Like she's like,
That's fantastic. All right, so let's get it. So people do recognize y'all. Number one, y'all are super active and amazing on social media. We meet years ago. We connect, of course, in light of this moment that we share together. Where's the picture at? Did we leave it out?
Oh, yeah.
No, it's
We're
over
gonna
there
get my man. We're
somewhere.
gonna get this picture out here because it's a dope.
Pull it out.
It's a super
that's
dope
a good picture.
You know, you talk about this moment, of course, this iconic moment that most people know me for. We get a chance to celebrate one together, but in relation to JerseyStyle, what is the goal? Because you are a chef, and let's get that in the camera right there. You know what I'm saying?
So that's me,
Okay.
obviously.
Yeah.
That's David.
Yeah.
And I have my hand on his head after he caught the magical catch,
But
the
again,
helmet
ding,
catch.
ding. So
And
yeah, man.
here we are almost 20 years later.
20 years later, so even the significance of it is pretty cool that we get a chance to kind of reconnect on a nice even number, even though we've met earlier. So we're gonna get that out of here for a quick minute. But so when you think about what the goal is, even in relation to your union is just awesome. You guys, it's very clear that man, they into each other. What do y'all, I mean, like, you know, when you think about relationships, what are some of the things that has been central to the success of your relationship?
Honesty.
Yes.
Honesty. And let me tell you, you know, we've all had roads
Yeah.
in a relationship.
Yeah.
But when push comes to shove, you have to be honest. You have to be open. You have to be true to your feelings and let the other person know how you're feeling. Because if not, how do they know?
Yeah.
And I think that really is the key. It's like you have to be open communication.
Communication.
you know?
Fantastic.
You have
That's
to.
one thing is if something is bothering me,
And
Or
also,
something.
you know, not to get crazy, but desires. You have to be open about your desires. You know what I
Ooh,
mean?
boy, we're about to crack this one open just a
mean, it's
little
the truth,
bit.
though.
So we talk about some honesty first. You're talking about communication. I know
Yes.
you were sharing some things that sound like that was central to what makes you safe and just the willingness to be able to share those deeper, intimate places, right? And it sounds like neither one of you are intimidated by the uncomfortable conversation.
No.
And I think because hey, it's one thing to be honest, is but honesty often, especially in today's society and especially amongst many people, offense, right? Like how do you work through the hard moments? Like what does that look like, and what has that looked like through? Because me and my wife are the same way, and I tell people I'm just not intimidated by the imperfection.
So I have an answer. I mean, if you want me to go, I mean,
you could go first.
so you can't judge. So when the other person comes to you vulnerable,
Sure.
and if you're going to judge, they're not going to come to you. So you have to be open to their vulnerabilities, whether it's just a personal issue,
Sure.
whether it's an intimate issue, no matter
Sure.
what it is. When you're in a relationship like that, you have to be vulnerable and you have to be willing to listen to other people's vulnerabilities and not think that it's weird or strange or judge them for whatever it is. You
Yeah.
you have to be you just have to be completely open to it, and then, you may have your own feelings about it, but then you have to discuss it with them.
Sure.
And then you work around it or you work at it together or whatever it is. But if you have anything hidden in the closet, or if you judge your partner for whatever vulnerabilities are, they're definitely not going to come to you and talk to you about it anymore, because they're going to feel like they're going to feel judged. They're going to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, well, listen, I think I've learned this is how I've learned, because there's two kinds of judgment, right? And one is an observation or a conclusion in light of what you see or understand. And then there's the condemnation, the sentencing judgment. And I always try to clarify that for people because I said we're always making judgments every single day. I mean, like we're taking in information and observations, and we're coming to conclusions. They're not always the right conclusions, right? So I love what you talked about because it sounds like you're saying, like, man, don't lay the gavel on them. Don't clobber them with a sentence that 100%. Makes them feel unheard or
that's the destruction of relationship.
There you go.
You let somebody feel unheard.
Yeah,
they're gonna eventually turn to somebody that
else
hears them.
Boy, we know that's happening way too often, way more often than it needs to, than it should. And I say, meaning, when we talk about two imperfect people coming together, marriage is the greatest undertaking, and it's the most glorious undertaking. I'm 20 years marriage, best decision I made, apart from Christ. So for you guys, let's get into the second topic that you talked about. You talked about intimacy, like being honest about what those desires are, or whether it's desires, appetite. I know this doesn't get talked about enough, especially in like religious circles.
Yes,
because some things amongst our previous era have been made like taboo, right? So
I think in America alone, it's very taboo.
Yeah, it's true. Now, well, you ain't got to get explicit, but you got to be honest and be willing to have those conversations within your marriage. Like, just kind of talk about how you guys entered into that liberty. What was there ever a moment where it was like, yo, I want to do this? You're like, yo, you going too far. Like, what? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, this is really what's happening in relationships. So talk about how you guys entered into that agreement.
I'll start and then I'll let you go.
Definitely want to hear.
So when we first met, I was like, so I'm into this, and I'm not into this and this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I drew a line and let her know what I'm definitely not into.
And he knows I'm a wild one.
Yeah.
So I like to have fun, lots of fun.
And I was open to all that. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, cool. We're being upfront in the beginning, which is very important. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to find that out 3 years later.
This is a lesson right here. You set the expectations from the start. That's actually your first lesson. And when you have clear expectations, there's little room for disappointment, right?
100%. 100%. So, I honestly, it was and we just kind of evolved, So, I mean, I don't want to get all crazy and stuff right now, but
we don't want to get X-rated.
No. I'm not even we have a connection. We're like twin flames. We may have past life experience, something like that. Yeah, there's like we've had same dreams before. We have
similar dreams with each other.
Y'all one out here,
and we're one. And I love there was like a point where it just evolved into we didn't really sometimes even have to talk about it. We just knew what each other wanted.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's the truest sense of this of being a spirit. Being a spirit is living in the knowing, right? It's kind of like you're speaking the same things, there's agreement. So that's you guys are just that's why I said y'all so easy to enjoy as humans. It's fantastic,
and that's why we ended up getting certified in Tantra because we took a class with Charles Muir.
What is it, Tantra?
Tantra is basically a connection, a spiritual connection. It could be either with yourself or also with a partner, and understanding each other on a different level, being able to breathe and communicate, let go, release, and feel this energetic. I'm already
but it's not just, it's for healing.
It's
also.
for healing.
No, I first of all, I'm into it all. Like, you gotta forgive my laugh, right? So
no, it's okay. It's just funny.
No, trust me. I said that's the stuff I can see on the end. I'm like, oh, y'all are heavy.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I'm like, is she trying to be the Roma that's going up to the heavens? But now, meaning, I tell people, I said I'm a spiritual man. I'm a Christian man, and I'm really not intimidated by people's differences of beliefs, right? I mean, but then there's some things that either come off weird or sound weird. Some of it's just because you don't understand it. Some of it's because it might be downright spooky, right? It's just we just don't know. I mean, or
spooky because it's foreign.
Or that's what I'm saying. When you don't understand something, it's like it's spooky. And then there's some things that could just be like, okay, maybe that is actually off in light of what I understand. So for you guys, even right now, what kind of deviate? Because I want to, people do know you because, man, you've been on MasterChef. You guys got an amazing brand we're going to talk more about. But you do have this amazing relational dynamic that sets the course of it all. So, talk about, you you guys are kind of at this different pivot of faith, your traditional faith coming back into the fold, yes. Right? How did you guys arrive there? And in light of having so much fulfillment, why would that even be necessary?
I'm not going to tear up. I don't want to tear up.
No, listen, man, we here for this.
But, I've been hurt so many times.
Not by me.
No. By family.
Yeah.
To the point where I have a big heart. I let them in. Yeah. And then I shut my mouth. I do what I do because I'm there because I love them. Yeah. And then you get stepped on. It almost feels like you have like a knife just being jabbed. And then you let go and you're like, what did I do wrong? Then you let them back into your life, sure. And then they repeatedly do it again. To the point where it caused depression, anxiety, stress.
But to get to the point you're saying, like, sure. We felt fulfilled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have
you guys are clearly, clearly solid.
But,
but you having real experiences.
When I just turned to him and I'm just like, we're lacking one thing. Because I go, our relationship is solid. If I didn't have him, then he's my rock. He's my other half.
It's me and her.
But I told him,
and
he even said,
I'm not saying people aren't Bruno, but when it comes to push and shove, it's Basia and I. Like, we look at each other and go, like, babe, from day one, we've always said it. So when we got together, there's always been a pushback for some reason about Basia and I being together, from my family, her family, whatever. Yeah.
Sure.
For no reason whatsoever. They can't even pinpoint why.
Well, listen, man, y'all are just gloriously in love, and people have this. Meaning, like, we covet what we can't have, and people don't know how to deal with the discomfort. Is it real? People are married all over the world, and when you look at divorce statistics, when you look at even people who are hanging in there, which I think is the honorable thing to do, they find themselves to be miserable, not because they're married, miserable because they're unwilling to change or really consider what the needs are.
I'll give you an example of what I mean. So there's family members, and I'm not going to point them out. They're at the beach one time, and some of the family members were supposed to meet us down there, and they turned around, and one of the kids had said, we're going to go meet them. Oh, they're so in love. Yeah. And we were told that, and I'm like, that's a bad thing?
Yeah.
Like I didn't
I've heard the same things through the years. I'm into my wife. I'm like, listen.
Yeah.
I tell my wife when I come home from work, I'm not looking for them kids. I'm looking for you.
I'm like,
and I love my kids. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the reward.
Like, I didn't know that was a bad thing to be so in love. Which it isn't.
No. So it's clearly not, but it clearly stirs. But let me tell you the secret sauce. And I've never said this on this pod. I said marriage is the representative of Jesus' relationship with the church. It's the only relationship that could actually mirror something that holy. And I think that's what people don't even know it. That, like, why you so mad about somebody being gloriously in love with one another? Actually, a healthy representation of what God desires. So that's like I said, that's a little random little nugget, but I love this authentic pivot. Like, man, like, we're missing one thing. We need God.
We need God. Yeah. That's what I told. We looked at each other.
We've been doing the right thing for so long, and we just figured, we're like, what is it that we're missing? Yeah. And you said it earlier as we're talking that that's definitely what we're missing. That's the centerpiece.
Yeah.
That's the stronghold.
And I think
build off of that.
Obviously God's invisible, right? So it makes it a little more challenging. There's a lot of invisible things that we believe. So that we trust in to some extent, like air, right? but he's also accessible. There's tremendous evidence, and everybody's on that journey. So to hear that you guys are there, the timing of it, the 20 years, it's an appointed time. Just glad to keep y'all encouraged. But let's pivot into some more the journey. There's a lot of things that you guys have done pretty well. How did MasterChef though? You find yourself on television. You out here, but y'all good for TV, man. Y'all good for TV. But how does that part of the journey and your experience as a chef get to the point where you out here on these TV streets representing JerseyStyle?
Well, I've always had a talent for cooking. Okay, MasterChef's a show for home chefs. Nice. So Basia and I were out one night. ride around town, hanging out, and then come home and lay in bed, whatever. MasterChef's on TV. This is
The
back
season
in,
finale.
2019.
Yes.
And I fall asleep. And I guess it comes on.
I'll just never forget it. It's like to be the next contestant of MasterChef, sign up, and they gave you the website. So I immediately was like, okay, I'm going in, and I'm like talking to him.
Yeah.
Yo, what's your signature dish? And I don't even remember because we were vegan at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I forget even what I put, and then I forgot about it.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, when was it? 2 months later,
Yeah, like 2 months,
two months later, he gets a call for an audition in New York City, and he's like, "You."
Let me tell you something. I've been on auditions on the SAG Actor. I've done like a bunch of different things, and so no matter what happened from that day, when I walked in that room, when you capture a room and you just know that I hit a grand slam, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I belong here.
Yeah, I walked out and I called her up and she goes, "Oh, how'd it go?" I go, "You know how this goes, babe. You know what I mean? This thing." I go, I was like, I killed it. I knew right from that moment. Did I officially know? Of course not. It's like a 4-month process.
Sure.
But I knew in my heart that I was going to be on that show because I literally, there was no doubt in my mind. I mean, everything that I did in that room was like, they had to take a break from me. I took 3 shots of pre-workout before I walked in that room.
Zooted it up.
Like 9 in the morning. They were like, what is this guy?
All right, everybody, this is David Tyree, your favorite Super Bowl champion. I want you to know something, public service announcement. If you're looking for some energizing salads, some protein-rich, delicious sandwiches and wraps, and our one-of-a-kind Super Bowls, I need y'all to come through 68 South Street, Morristown, Tyree's Table. Come through, get this love, because there's room for everybody at the table. We want you to understand that this is the intersection of health, culinary creativity. We got it going on, y'all. But even more so, this is the place where communities come together. So see us at Tyree's Table. We'll get great done together. Give us a couple of these dishes, like when people, when people have hired you, what are the most complimented things that you've done, or what do you enjoy doing the most?
So the whole cooking part is the worst part of it.
Really?
Yes.
Get out of here. This is fantastic.
Yes, I love being in front of people, speaking with them, talking to them. The cooking part of it is it, but that's work.
Yeah,
and I'm there. To help them. Like we work together too. So when we do private dining, private events,
I like being in front of the people, entertaining them. Talking to them, telling them about the dishes.
So it's more about the experience.
Experience, 100%. Yeah,
JerseyStyle.
I tell people, if you want to hire me and you just want to put me in the kitchen, you're hiring the wrong person. You know what I mean? Don't hire me for that. Don't just stick me in the kitchen and have me pumping stuff out of the oven and stuff. That's not
no. You're here for an experience.
I'm here for the experience. I want to be amongst everybody. You know what I mean? I want to be talking. I want to give you my personality. Have Basia out there floating around, keeping them distracted. You know what I mean? We work well as a team.
I love it. You can tell you're obviously super secure. I say, he pranks his beautiful wife out there. You gotta be careful with Bob. She be out here laying her twin gazelles out. You gotta be careful. I'm like, my wife, she be like, who's this? But y'all secure.
I was gonna have you have her on. I was gonna tell you to have your wife on with us.
Oh, listen, man, we'll get the part 2 in the future. Cause my wife don't play. You gotta pass the test first.
I'll pass. I'm
like, who the hell is that? She one of those. Why she's secure, but she's like, nah. But no, it's fantastic. So you guys, everything's as one. Everything's secure. Everything's in a way where it's like, no, this is who we are, and you guys can access that. Basia, but you also have a teaching background.
Yes, I am a school teacher, elementary school teacher in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and I'm 21 years.
21 years, man. We got to clap that up, man. Big service. And Elizabeth is one of those communities that need great teachers.
And that need loving and positive teachers.
Can I blow your horn real quick? Because
I love it.
So we all have teachers in grammar school and stuff that you'd never forget. And Basia is that school teacher. Basia has these students coming back 5, 6, 7, 8 years later, thanking her, getting up and graduating 8th grade and thanking her, even though she's a 2nd grade teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She leaves an impression. She goes in there and she is the teacher that you want your children to have, for sure.
This is so cool. All right, so I love it. So this one is it's not even controversial, not for you guys. When you're an attractive male or female teacher, we're in an age where whistles are blown like crazy, and obviously there's freedom of expression, freedom of dress, and all these other things. What are your thoughts? Because like I say, you're in tune with all of these realities. As a teacher, I saw a teacher in New York City. He just got fired because he allowed some of the students, female students, to braid his hair. Like it's like these interesting dynamics going on.
Crazy.
How do you toggle dress? Expectations.
First of all, I dress nothing like this at school.
Okay.
Can I tell you? So I wake up in the morning at 4 a.m. I go to work, a Planet Fitness every morning to work out.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I literally have my workout pants, and then I have a black skirt to cover, and then
she does not look. She's not fashionable.
I'm
at
not
all.
fashionable. No makeup.
Congratulations.
My hair. I'm there to teach. I'm there to be with the students, to show them love and positivity.
Awesome.
I want
These
them
kids
to be.
are missing that from their life.
They
you know
are.
what I mean?
They
so
are.
amazing.
Some of them
they don't want to.
They don't want to go home. Some of them.
That's so awesome.
They're like, "Can we stay with you?" And I'm like, and I teach the after school program. I go, "No, you gotta go home to mommy and daddy."
Because I gotta go home to my.
Yeah, I gotta go home. Yes, but that's what's rewarding, and that's what fills my bucket and makes me so happy, is seeing these children just like have a smile on their face and just say, you know, Mrs. Newman, I love you. I love you for teaching me how to communicate, how to build. What is it? The back
foundation.
or the foundation of because a lot of the kids, they don't know how to communicate with one another. Wow. It's they just know how to just yell, kick this, and I go, we need to talk about, we need to express our feelings.
Yeah.
We have to
You
show
gotta remember,
each
a lot
other
of them
how
are coming from
especially
families,
Elizabeth.
coming from families with younger parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They haven't instilled the values that they need to instill in them.
It's true. That's kind of what we're, these are the things that I'm starting to talk to about more, is like, I look at it like, hey man, this is a whole new generation of parenting. This is the digital age. If parents aren't aware of some of the challenges and ramifications of raising kids, they're giving them access to things that information, devices.
They're using the computers as babysitters, man.
That is.
Yeah.
You know what? The one thing Basia does, and out of everything, and I always tell her, because she'll come home and talk to me like a second grader.
I love it.
And I go like this. I go, okay, you're home now. You're talking to an adult. But what she's able to do is she's able to bring herself down to their level and relate with them. And I think that makes them so much more comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is.
This year, I have an amazing class this year.
Awesome.
But one thing they say, they go, you make us laugh, you make us giggle, you're fun, and that's what I want to be. I mean, I go, there's a time and place. I go, listen, I'm here to teach, but if I want to receive, what I need from them, like with testing, all the benchmarks and all that.
She also plays them out.
Because
if they hurt her feelings, she'll be like, oh,
yeah, I start crying. They're like, oh my gosh, we're hurting Mrs. Newman's feelings.
I love it.
Yeah. But it's just
because we have to strengthen them emotionally as well, right? I mean, like, we have to teach them how to be resilient emotionally.
Absolutely.
The earlier, I tell people, we came from the era of boys don't cry, and I'm like, heck no, But here's what I do, right? If I can recognize that my son is crying. And it might be something, maybe he's excessively crying, right? Let's think about this. Hey, son, are you hurt? And he might say, yeah, okay. I'll let a little time go up. Are you still hurt? He said, no, okay, well, you can stop crying. I mean, like, I'm giving him permission to acknowledge
being hurt.
And it might be emotionally, it might be physically, or in some other way. But then at some point, we got to stop crying.
Like, because you said you can't have Cheetos, something stupid.
Because then we have to assess, what are we crying about?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And these are the things that we're in tune with, because you know what? It was incomplete. I tell people, our experience might have been incomplete. Right? It's like, you know what? We do need men to be able to endure some things that women...
You know the line we used to get. You want something to cry about?
Oh, I'll give you something to cry about.
I'll give you something to cry about.
That's my dog.
I'll give you something to cry about.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm
good. And guess what? You tighten up because you don't want that.
Exactly.
It's not all bad. It's not the only thing, but it's not all bad. Mm-hmm. So I just really love, some of the skills, the abilities, the awareness, and the resources that you guys bring together as a unit. Talk a little bit more about what JerseyStyle is, how you guys really came together to kind of create this brand, this lifestyle brand, and what your vision is for it collectively in the future.
Let's do it. Go ahead. I jump in.
No, you could start, and then I jump in. I like when he starts.
I love it. I love
Yeah, I love it.
JerseyStyle basically was started as a fitness platform.
Yeah. Nice.
We were Team Insane Train. And we
Okay.
were using the hashtag JerseyStyle, and that within 3 weeks branded us in a fitness company, which I'm not going to mention, but in a fitness company, and it branded us, and we decided let's change our name to JerseyStyle. And then we turned around and we used JerseyStyle. We ended up trademarking it.
Yeah.
And we just started using it. It just caught on. And JerseyStyle, then I got my life coaching certification.
Sure.
Because I want to help people. We got the matchmaking certification. We have relationship coaching certification, the tantric breathing certification. So JerseyStyle is an all-encompassing lifestyle thing to help people live a better, healthier life, to love themselves. Because most people can't love others if they don't love themselves first.
Sure.
Not most people. All people.
Yeah.
You have to love yourself to be able to love other people. And that's what we really try to instill into people. We try to get people to realize that, you have to love yourself. Mm-hmm. Once you love yourself and you're comfortable with yourself, then you can go out there and you can, you can give yourself to other people.
Sure.
We were talking about the Tantra earlier and the healing part about it. And I have two actual real clear cases of where I've healed people. Well, okay, let me rephrase that, because you can't heal anybody. The only person who can heal somebody is the Lord, all right? Mm-hmm. But you can set them up for healing.
That's so good. Thanks for sharing that. I love the reframe.
You know what
Because
I mean?
I'm into it all, and God is a healer.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, your body's literally created to heal itself.
Yes.
Right? So even things like fasting, right? Fasting actually positions the body to be healed. Right now, there's so many different benefits to it, but it's like if you were to do a longer water fast, which is hard,
We've done.
There you go.
Yeah,
So like scientifically now we're in an age where science and spirituality is converging, which is why it's actually it's a little
murky.
Yeah, it's murky. So I love the recalibration, and hey man, God's a healer. Like He wants us well.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
And what we do as with our certifications and stuff is we try and set people up to be healed.
It's good.
Let them release through us. So when we're talking about the tantric breathing before, it's like you can hold somebody and their energy can just radiate through you. You can let them exhale and breathe through you. I'll give one case of this young girl that was raped when she was very young, and she couldn't hold a relationship ever and stuff. And I was able to work with her, and she was able to move on and
re-engage.
Re-engage and have
break
a healthy,
past that hurt and trauma.
Yeah,
That's powerful.
You cannot, like I said, you watch the internet and stuff, and all these people promise healing, and that's
it's excessive.
That's propaganda.
Well, I tell people all the time, it's not that healing can come in so many different ways and forms. For me, as a believer, I get the opportunity to give glory to God. Right. I try to stay out of God's way when it comes to the glory thing.
Right.
And I think there's enough.
Well, I mean, you kind of took some glory with the helmet.
Yeah.
Listen, share. I got a chance to participate. It's my moment. And I tell people that's
you
the reason.
Caught the moment.
But that's the reason we have this platform, man, because there's a moment for everybody. I can't guarantee it's going to be over 100 million people. But when you talk about these moments of having the opportunity to be a part of somebody's process, right? Like a part of somebody's healing, I think it quantifies on some level.
Absolutely.
Humans, we're out here looking for peace and for purpose, right? Everybody's
and quick fixes.
And that's usually the challenge.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for a quick fix. So when you talk about, I want to bring you guys back into it. When you think about your journey into wholeness and fulfillment and still being at this place where even from Christ coming back into your journey, who were some of the people along your way? Nothing significant happens on our own, but you guys have had each other. Were there any people that have been instrumental to your growth, development, and well-being?
With coming back into the church, or you mean just as JerseyStyle?
Just along the way, even with JerseyStyle, because I know we're going to talk about some of the, because it's clear that it's you. You got the Bonnie and Clyde.
I was just going to say, I'm sitting here and really quickly as I'm thinking,
hasn't been
it's
enough.
It's been me and her.
It's been me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is the problem, and it's also a benefit, is her energy. So if she's down, she drags me with her.
Yeah.
Okay, so I tell her, I said, we can't be like this because we're affecting each other's energy. You know, we both have to walk around and be happy and be proud and know that everything's going to work out and just believe, you know?
Yeah.
So there's nobody that's like, I can't sit here and say
I was just thinking that. I'm like, I'm
there's
really
no specific
thinking.
person.
We
We fall on each other.
Yeah.
Support.
But that sucks. I got y'all back.
Yeah.
I got y'all back. We're gonna figure this out. Meaning, and I tell people all the time, and I think some of our conversations, nothing significant happens by ourselves. Nothing great. No one's done anything great by themselves. And I think you guys want to do great things in service to people. And obviously, in light of this depot in your life coming, returning to God, returning to the faith, I think that's the next place of fulfillment. And people need to be a part of that process for your own wholeness and well-being. Because listen, man, and you guys have done it from a standpoint of virtue and honoring this amazing marriage. But man, there's more for you. I just want to encourage y'all, even as you guys are moving into that next phase of fulfillment and peace, because man, great things are on the horizon.
And on a daily basis, we keep repeating that to ourselves.
Keep seeing,
We know
I'm gonna
it.
tell you, and I think like what I've come to when I say conclusions, not that I'm completely right.
Yes.
I think being sober is really what's important, because people out here making all these affirmations and we falling flat on our faces, right? And I think it's great. You keep speaking the right things, but then we have to understand, why aren't we getting the results, right? So when everybody's talking about data, I'm like, well, what is your life telling you? Life's telling us we're missing something. So it might be a significant person. It might be God himself. Yeah. It might be we just haven't figured out the business, something in the business, right? But there's usually things missing that are going to cause us to get that place where, like, this is what I'm looking for. It's like a recipe.
That's where we're at right now.
Man, you're in a good place. Because I got a little something to throw into the next recipe.
We've had some success, you know what I mean? But
absolutely.
But it hasn't been so every step or every so it feels like we take 2 steps forward and 10 steps backwards.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, we're gonna break that cycle. Jersey style. Yeah. I'm a Jersey boy, so I'm gonna add a little adobo onto the recipe.
We don't use adobo.
It's okay. My wife's Hispanic.
Some Tyree sauce.
Yeah. But all right, boom. So let's go into, in relation to the brand. What could this look like from a dream perspective? What could this look like for you guys? Because there's a lot that's just right in relation. Number one, Jersey style. I like I said, it wasn't trademark. I'm like, golly, boy, y'all got that.
Yeah.
So as you guys dream it and kind of like, and have a vision for what this brand could be, what could that look like for you guys in relation to how your lifestyle evolves?
Eventually, what we want to do is we want to host future retreats, weekend retreats for couples that want to build their relationship, want to make it stronger, or repair it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people, like you said earlier, a lot of people are out there struggling, you know what I mean? And hanging in there and don't know why, or maybe they're doing it for the kids or whatever the reasons are.
Yeah.
But if you can give people the opportunity and the platform to get, to reconnect.
Yeah.
So my story on MasterChef was using relationships, healing people through relationships, using food.
Nice.
Because, food,
it's at the centerpiece of everything.
And it activates the same senses as sex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You taste,
appetite,
smell, appetite, the whole thing. So that was my whole angle going on to MasterChef, was doing that. And I had done that for a little while, and then MasterChef came, and so did COVID and everything. Yeah. So everything kind of changed during the whole, it was a 2-year experience, filming it. It was, bittersweet.
Mixed bag of nuts?
Yeah, mixed bag of nuts. But, grateful, blessed, very unique experience. But yeah, I do believe that food plays a huge part to getting to people's heart.
It certainly does. That's all facts.
And that's what we want to incorporate.
We got way too many foodies in the country, so there's more.
Well, yeah.
More than enough people to entice.
You know what we've been doing now? We've been doing these TikTok videos of these viral foods.
Oh man,
what a joke! What a joke! I think I've done about 10, and maybe 1 has been okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're bad. It's just on video. You know what I mean? It's like everyone makes it like it's delicious, and no.
So what's powerful about you guys is the resiliency. To me, when I hear the story, the brand is fantastic. The goals are immense. Well, let's talk about the pain. Like, let's talk really briefly. Like, what have been some of those? And you guys are, healing, and I'm, like I said, trusting God for the fullness of your story to be made whole. What have been some of the bigger disappointments that you guys have had to work your way through, that have caused you to have that still standing story? What was a pivotal loss that you've now been able to stand on and still proclaim this wholeness? Because hurt usually is a part of healing. Mm-hmm. So, and individually, please share, because I think it helps when we identify these things. I know you probably share those intimately with relationships so that people can understand how to do it as well. You talked a lot about family. What was a particular instance, if you wouldn't mind sharing, where it's like, man, this person slipped me a dagger, and I had to work my way through it?
I mean, okay. So for me, honestly,
go for it.
So when Basia and I got together, like I said, it was like people were against us, and people were just really like, it's still painful. I'll be honest with you, because it still happens. Okay, there's like this like consensus. They see how happy we are.
Sure.
But people are like, I don't want to use the word jealous because I hate that word. Yeah.
Well, listen, jealousy is a real thing.
It is real, but I just don't like to use it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it feels ugly to use,
Yeah, I'll use it, but it's ugly.
Yeah.
It is ugly.
Yeah, it's ugly.
It is. And it's ugly from their side. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I feel like that people have talked about us and used us as an example in a nice to our face.
And gossip.
Yes.
And I'm talking not just like individuals. This is broad. This is broad. This is like, this is like family said some things.
Sure.
Like,
friends.
You want to know specifically, when I first started dating Basia, my family calls me up, or somebody calls me up, and they told me I was dating a hooker.
True.
Yeah. I call up. The first thing I did was I call my mother. I go, I'm disappointed that you even think that that's who I would be with. Yeah. Like that alone, just to put that out there. Yeah. I was so upset about that. I'm like, yeah. Like, what? Why are you even saying that? Why are you repeating that? Why not defend me and say, there's no way Michael would do that? You know what I mean? Like, man. So that's just one example. You know what I mean?
You know what? I realized those moments where you realize how much people don't know you.
Yeah. That's what I said to her. I said, I can't believe you actually think that that's what I would do.
Yeah.
And so, I'm not saying I haven't been crazy and wild when I was young, but that's not something I ain't going to wipe you up.
Where the wild things are. Trust me, we got those stories. I think that's what's powerful about these stories is the fact that we've overcome our past, or we survived. Some of us have survived our past. And even what I'm praying for you guys is that you overcome it. Overcome these wounds, these hurts, and these arrows that are still flying in your direction in the name of love. No one's espousing perfection. You're espousing sincerity. You're sincerely in love with one another. You're sincerely giving to one another. And sadly, I said it only hurts because of people that we love.
Yes.
That's why,
Yes.
Right? From the distance, from the people on the outside, you don't care.
You don't care. It's the ones that are closest to you. And I know that it's because he's not Polish.
Gotcha. So from that side, there's a lack.
He's not Polish, and he has 2 kids that are not mine.
Yep.
And I don't have.
Is there any goal? Has there ever?
We tried to for 6 years, 7 years to
And then I got to like 48 and was like, I'm not gonna have a kid.
And I didn't want to do the IVF thing. I was like, if I'm meant to have a baby, and
God can do it.
And now I'm just like, I love the way my life is right now.
That baby will bust things up. If you had to slip one bad boy through, it'd be something.
But if it's meant to be, if I'm meant to have a baby, then I'm meant to have.
Back to the Polish.
I love that. But I love the openness. I mean, like in the willingness, but also it sounds like contentment and peace in relation to that area.
I think back to the Polish thing with Basia. When she's divorced, we're both divorced.
Sure.
Married. Okay. Yep. So when she got divorced, the gentleman that she was speaking about when she was 14 and 18 was trying to be force-fed back into her life. And she chose me again, not a Polish person. So there's some resentment there.
Got you.
That,
So these are from the foundation, man. From the foundation of this relationship, it was attacked on both sides by people who are extremely close.
You see how we are? We love everybody. We're kind to everybody. We do it. But you know what? Family don't see that. You know what I mean?
I declare that this year season, receive the love that you've been given.
Amen.
Yeah, man. I just want to bless you guys because, like I said, the formula, and I think what's beautiful even about the formula. Number one, keep it. It's good and it's right because people have to define success for themselves. That's the whole nature of this podcast. How you define success is what determines whether you're content with the measure of success that you're given, right? Because, hey, man, we can have dreams. That's the power of a dream. But dreams have to be realized, right? And I tell people, it's like, man, the power of it is it keeps the imagination lively, keeps our hopes lively. But what if that's not what God dreamed for you?
And you can't change that.
You can't change it. That's the part where so many people are just jacked up because maybe this wasn't what was cut in the cards, right? And I think we can all pursue all kinds of things, but then there has to be a resonance because we can't control everything. Humans, we just have such
as much as you want to,
such imagination, such possibility. But
we can go to the MasterChef thing really quickly again because the way I was eliminated, it was a day I just was off. I cooked 2 bad dishes, and I never cook I don't cook 2 bad dishes in a month. Anyway, that day, undercooked chicken. The death of any cooking. Yeah. Oh, you don't even know.
That'll drive black people crazy.
Oh, you kidding? Oh, drives me crazy. You kidding?
He has nightmares still.
No, I have PTSD.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not a joke,
brother.
Oh, you wake up, you're like, I should have cut the chicken. But I asked myself, and I say, why did this happen? And I said, well, because there was a bigger plan. Obviously, there was a bigger plan. There's a reason why that it didn't. 99 out of 100 times, I would have done the right thing. I had Ron Sanchez standing in front of me, talking to me, telling me to put the chicken in the oven. I had him blocked out. I had him completely blocked out. Yep. It wasn't listening to him. Nothing, and I could easily fix the problem, and I didn't fix it, and I got sent home that day, and like I said,
beyond your control.
Beyond your control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just some reason, and I lost to the winner. Kelsey, congratulations, Kelsey.
Big shout, Kelsey.
Well, funny because Kelsey and we always had like a little rivalry on it. She was like an athlete, I'm an athlete.
Yeah.
Every picture I'm in, she's like in the background. But yeah, it was just one of those days, and it's lived with me. And I'll tell you, like she said not too long ago, I do wake up probably once. Every 2 months or so.
Yeah.
Like, because one thing I do preach to clients and stuff is about your subconscious when you sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, you can be healed.
Yeah.
You can heal yourself. You can go through everything. But guess what? When you go to sleep,
that's telling you exactly who you are.
Everything's going to come back to life. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how healed you are. If you've been abused, guess what? That abuser's going to show up in your dreams. Whatever's going to happen. So you have to wake up in the morning and tell yourself everything's okay.
Yeah.
You have to use those positive affirmations. You have to make sure
I'm going to tell you, here's the power when God comes in. You'll know everything's okay. Right? And I think that's the process. You guys are at such an amazing time in your life. And it's just celebrating. We'll know who knows when this will come out, but you guys are such an amazing point in your life. And I just pray that by the time this airs, there's going to be peace in your dream. Yep. Right? Like, just because I think you guys so wonderfully communicate so many true elements that are going to be met in their full end when Christ is revealed in its fullness in your life. This depot, where it's like, man, we got it all except for the main ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you,
that's a good, like, hey, man, just because you're right there, I want to profess to you, man, it's been good. Like, it's been an amazing journey and all these detours, all these victories, but it feels flat when you fall on your face again. Right? Like,
yes,
how? And that's where God is waiting for you.
It's funny because, at home, before, as we had this scheduled and stuff, and your pictures on the wall, my old giant shrine, and I'm like, I have my hands on your head, and I'm like, this is all destiny. This is all set up by God because, I touched his head 10 years. When he caught the ball in his head, I touched his head, and then here he is. All of a sudden, his people calling me to go on the podcast, us to go on the podcast. Yeah. I said, this is divine intervention.
Divine appointed, just like the helmet catch itself.
It's just meant to be.
Well, here's the deal, right? The powerful thing is Jesus is the head. Right? And as he becomes the head of your own life, you'll see your formula work in its full expression because the mindset is there, the love is there, and the full measure of success that God wants for you to have, you guys are going to walk into. And I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited about your journey. He'll clear the spooky cobwebs and all the other stuff. Everything comes together perfect, but you're loving each other sincerely.
Yes.
And when you do things sincerely and authentically, and we can be honest about what we're lacking. That's what most people are missing. They're just missing this real moment of honesty. Like, man, I'm just I'm lacking. We're projecting that we got it all figured out, and you gotta be positive. I get it.
Yeah.
But if you're not honest to say, man, I've sinned, or I'm jacked up,
Right.
I don't have this, the resources
And that's
never
such
come.
a fine line on social media because you don't want to go on there and cry.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you don't.
But you also don't want to go on there and be like fake, like everything's perfect. So it's like such a fine line. Like, how do you like let people know you're going through things?
Especially
That's why you got to have real people.
You know?
That's why, I mean, like at the end of the day, the social media stuff, that's why I don't invest heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my life is great. Like my life is great. And I'm working to share more of my life in an authentic way versus just being out there to be out there.
Right.
I ain't got dollars to drizzle in this to get into the algorithm. All I can do is give you what I got.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's what's so exciting. Share where people can find more about, you guys, Michael and Basia.
Well, you can find us on Instagram at JerseyStyle. Most of our platforms are on our social media platforms are at JerseyStyle. We also have a website, www.JerseyStyle.co, where you will find our events, future events, a lot of also we do tantric breathing for couples and individuals, and you could book a session with us individually together.
Yep.
And anything else? Did we?
Oh, well,
did I miss-
Facebook is Michael Basia.
Facebook is Michael Basia Newman.
I love it. I love
Yes.
it. All right. So last question I want to ask.
Yes.
There's a lot of journey, a lot of interaction. What would you say is the defining moment of your life?
Defining
Individual
moment
or
of
collective?
meeting each other.
Yeah,
Awesome.
meeting each
Straight up.
other.
So fitting.
It literally.
Can we tell the story of when people are going to be like,
Go for it.
So we went on, was it our second
It was our third
third
date.
date? And we were in a hotel, and I opened the door, and I'm just like, oh my God. Like,
And the olive, that's what I want.
yeah, I'm like, I'm going to gobble you up. But then we went out to dinner, and we walk into this restaurant,
Yeah.
and
Do you remember the what was the challenge when everyone froze?
it's like the
Oh yeah, the mannequin challenge.
mannequin
Yes.
challenge.
It happened in real life.
It happened. Time stopped.
No, hold on. We sat
That's
down.
how I felt when I saw
Like-
my wife on the campus. She was
Yeah.
moving in slow motion.
We sat down and we looked at each other and we were like, "Did you feel that?" So I thought it was just me that felt it.
No.
I go, "Did you feel that?"
Yeah.
The whole room literally stopped for like a second and then just continued to go. I don't know what. Yeah, it was like this.
And we
really
just
magical
knew
moment.
from that moment, I go, we're destined to be together.
I love it.
I go, I just,
Yeah. It really
love
was. It changed
It-
both the trajectory of both of our, not that moment, but
But
meeting each other.
Yeah, meeting each
changed,
other.
changed the trajectory of our lives. We knew we were going to be together
Mm-hmm.
from the day we met.
Man, well, thank y'all for your example.
Thank you.
Thank you for your love. And I'm believing and knowing that God's going to complete this work that's already been done.
amen.
At your
I
defining
believe.
moment. So thank y'all for coming on Catch the Moment podcast. Listen, guests, that is a story filled with substance and life and verve. Make sure you tap into that. Be aware of everything that you need along your journey and continue to get great done. We'll catch you next week.
JerseyStyle.
Just that.